Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bucket Discussions podcast, the channel, man. Yo, whatever you want to call it, it has been quite some time since I have been on here to talk about my Los Angeles Clippers. But hey, man, here we are. It has been quite some time. I think it's been about 10 months since the last time I've uploaded another episode of Coops Clips. So, hey, man, there's been so much stuff to go on with my Los Angeles Clippers since the last time we talked. If you guys happen to live under a rock, man, my man James Harden was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers from the Philadelphia 76ers as of October 28th, 29th, something like that. It was only a couple games into the regular season when the Los Angeles Clippers happened to acquire James Harden. It did start off a little rough, man, but after that little 5-game losing streak they had, this team has turned into the best team in the league over the past 2.5 months. And I'm here to talk about it, man. So without further ado, man, let's get straight into it. So like I said, man, James Harden happened to be traded to the Los Angeles Clippers from the Philadelphia 76ers, as many of us expected, you know what I'm saying, throughout all the drama that happened over the summer, you know what I'm saying, during free agency. He ended up finding his way to the Los Angeles Clippers as he demanded, you know what I'm saying, and like I said, it did start off a little bit rough. This team happened to lose 5 consecutive games in a row when James Harden got to the Clippers, you know what I'm saying, which obviously did not look, you know, too appealing from the outsider's perspective. As a Clippers fan, there was minor stuff we saw that, you know, could go a long way. And the main thing for me was sending Russell Westbrook to the bench, which is what they did after losing 5 games consecutively. You know what I'm saying? So that was super dope to see, especially on Russell Westbrook's side of things, just considering how everything went down with the Los Angeles Lakers and seeing how much initiative and responsibility he's taken on this Los Angeles Clippers team to come off the bench, because that is a big sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because Russell Westbrook, man, one thing about him, he has sacrificed for the Los Angeles Clippers since being here, you know what I'm saying? Over the offseason, he could have signed somewhere else for a lot more money, but he took the vet minimum to come back to LA, where he's from, and, you know, try to win a championship with these guys, you know what I'm saying? So that's really respectable. So shout out to Russell Westbrook, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't ever fault a dude for trying to, you know, chase the money he deserves. So the fact that he signed here for less, gotta give my man props, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, this team lost 5 consecutive games when James Harden got to the Clippers. But once Russell Westbrook was, you know, inducted into the bench unit, that's really what took the Clippers to the next level, you know what I'm saying? Since December 1st, since Russell Westbrook has been, you know, moved to the bench, the Clippers are 21-5. They've only lost 5 games over the past 2 months, and honestly, I can't even be more thankful, especially if you've been here over the past 1.5, 2 years, listening to me rant about my Los Angeles Clippers on the previous episodes of Coops Clips. You know how just relieving this feels to see as a Clippers fan. You finally have Kawhi Leonard playing damn near all the games. He's only missed 2 to 3 games this season. Paul George has only missed 2 games. So this is just like a complete 180 from what we were experiencing last year, which is super great to see. So like I said, the Clippers have been the best team in the league since December 1st, having a record of 21-5. And also in that amount of time, the Clippers have led the league in three-point percentage at 43%, and they've also led the league in field goal percentage at 52%. So that's really something you like to see. I mean, it's pretty much expected when you have guys like James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, you have Norman Powell coming off the bench. So there's just a lot of scoring on this team. So I feel like those numbers kind of, you know, even out, kind of, you know, show for himself. But also the Clippers have led the league in points per game since December 1st at 124 points per game. So, you know, this is small stats that you really like to see from this Los Angeles Clippers teams that are just really, really, you know, comforting to see. Like I said, especially after last year when these guys were just so banged up, so inconsistent, barely on the court, and even when they weren't performing to their best. You know what I'm saying? So it's super great to see, you know what I'm saying? But also over the last 5 games, the Clippers have led the league in fast break points, which is something I really do take with a grain of salt, just because this team is pretty old. I don't know the average age, but like I said, you have the 3 main players, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, all in their mid-30s. So this is a team you really wouldn't expect to get down on the fast break. You know what I'm saying? And personally, in my opinion, the Clippers have struggled in fast break defense. They struggle at just getting back down the court, you know what I'm saying? So to see these guys actually be able to put points up on the board, you know, while going down the fast break is pretty, you know, it's pretty encouraging, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, these guys are not super old, but they're getting there, you know what I'm saying? So that's also another thing you like to see. But like I said, right now the Clippers are on a Grammy road trip of 7 games. I think they are, I want to say 3-1 on this road trip. They beat the Wizards, They beat the Celtics, and they also beat, I forgot who the other team was, but the team that they did lose to were the Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying? Before this most recent Washington Wizards game, which the Clippers actually did kind of perform pretty well in this Washington Wizards game. I'm probably not going to speak too much about it, but the Clippers were shooting 51% at the half. I'm not going to lie, at the end of the first quarter, though, in this Washington Wizards game, at the end of the first quarter, it was 37-35, and I wasn't like scared or nothing, but I was a little bit like, bro, what's going on with our defense? Why are we only 2 points ahead of the Washington Wizards at the end of the first quarter? You know what I'm saying? But comes the third quarter, and that's when they had their they scored the most points in that quarter alone out of any other quarter in the game, with 40 points in the third quarter. So they ended up doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's really what you like to see. At the end of the third, the Clippers ended up leading 106-79, which that basically meant Kawhi Leonard didn't even have to step foot on the court in the fourth quarter, which is another thing you really like to see, you know what I'm saying? Having your, just blowing the hell out of teams until you don't even have to sit your star players no more, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing as a Clippers fan you really like to see, because you don't want these guys being in the game when they're already up 30 and accidentally, get some sort of unnecessary injury, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just really dope to see this Clippers team finally, doing what they've said, just because before the season, man, they were talking about how serious they were going to take the regular season, and honestly, the words have matched their actions so far this season, so I can't really complain, you know what I'm saying? Because in previous years, it just felt like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George would just kind of say the same, cliche bullshit about, we just got to take the regular season serious, we got to be out there on the court, and they just never did. But this season, man, it just looks so different, you know what I'm saying? And it's just super, super encouraging to see as a Clippers fan who's just been going through it the past couple years, you feel me? So, yeah, man, you just love to see it. And, yeah, man, so like I said, this Clippers team has been really, really dominant since December 1st. In my opinion, they've been the best team in the league. And also their head coach, Tyronn Lue, has won Coach of the Month 2 consecutive months in a row. I believe he won it in December, and then he won it in January. So shout out to Tyronn Lue, man. You really love to see that. So yeah, man, I really can't complain as a Clippers fan. This has been a really, really entertaining season. I feel like this is probably the best team the Clippers have ever had, you know what I'm saying, up to this point. Respect to the Blake Griffin CP3 days, but like if we're talking about championship aspiration teams and the way that they are playing, it doesn't really get better than this if you're a Clippers fan, you know what I'm saying? Like we played that back-to-back against the first team who I forgot we beat, and then the Celtics the second night. That's when I knew shit was going to be different, when this Clippers team beat a Celtics team on the second night of a back-to-back, not even getting into Boston until 2 a.m. So, like I said, it's just small things like that you really love to see from this Clippers team, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not finished. I'm expecting a lot more from this team, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully these guys can stay healthy throughout the rest of the season. I feel like that's really the only question mark about this team at the moment, is just their health and how long these guys can all stay on the court, because as many of you guys know, it is a long 2 to 3 month stretch of the playoffs, probably about 2.5 months. You know what I'm saying, of just hard, grinded out basketball. So we're just going to have to see, but that pretty much does wrap up this Los Angeles Clippers video, another episode of J Coops Clips. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to leave a like. And if you guys have any different opinions on how I feel, make sure to leave them in the comments below, because I am super interested to hear your guys' opinions on the Los Angeles Clippers, and honestly anything just basketball related. So yeah, man, without further ado, man, I really do appreciate you guys tapping into this video. And until next time, man, peace.
In the jungle like I'm Conan, count up with both hands. Switch the flow like it was broken. I'm on the road, man, making plays just like DeRozan. I shoot my shot, and that shit wetter than the ocean. I brag a lot, but with the wind and come the boasting. I made a lot from them apartments that I sold, and he didn't make it up to college. So them streets where he enrolled in. I know I'm a scholar from the moments that I was exposed in.